And it is now time for entertainment news. All right, now we're starting with this one. Coachella is reportedly postponed till October. One of the world's largest music festivals, the Coachella Festival, which is scheduled to take place next month, has been postponed to October over the spread of the coronavirus outbreak. According to the Riverside County Department of Public Health, there are 3 new cases of coronavirus already confirmed in the Coachella Valley region in California. Hence, the festival being postponed by further 6 months due to the health hazard. Coachella draws about 250,000 people over 2 weeks, and this year's event is to be headlined by Rage Against the Machine, Frank Ocean, Travis Scott, and others. Just so you know, a date change for the Coachella Festival will follow last week's cancellation of South by Southwest in Texas. Ooh.
So I like it. We talk a lot about It's interesting that we say that sometimes the response can be slow here in Nigeria to, keeping stuff contained and stuff. But even Nigeria feels like we're also trying to make efforts to, kind of contain coronavirus. And it's so nice. Like, I'm not surprised that this is happening. It's just crazy because it's such a big event that, and when they plan stuff every year, that for sure every year it happens. But it's nice that, look, there are going to be so many people all over the South Americas, all over the Americas, all over the world trying to come together, and it's just safe and it's best to do this. A lot of things are getting cancelled as well. I was asking OJ because I heard something about EPL being cancelled, some matches, but he was telling me that what they're doing is they're just taking fans out of it, and so they're just playing without your fans.
Because
so
they're close contact, so they're just playing alone without any fans cheering. To be honest, I think our health is more important than any kind of entertainment that we're trying to receive, and I'm happy that Coachella is also taking precautions, because at the end of the day, if they held the concert and there was a spread, they would have been sued or something would have happened to them. And I just feel like even in churches in Italy, the masses, there's huge space between them. Even in Japan, in China, is affecting the economy, where even the dip in movies, people are no longer going to the cinemas because of close contact.
Movie premieres are being postponed. We talked about the James Bond sequel last week. So it's good, and it's the best way to handle it. And I really hope that here in Nigeria, we also keep taking precautions. So rather than just panic, actually make moves to keeping it contained. It's a fantastic one right there.
And if you mustn't travel, don't travel. Around this period.
And another thing that helps is stockpile your groceries. So buy stuff for like a month or 2 in advance, so that you reduce having to go outside and all that. Just stay safe. All right, guys. Next story right here on the news. Harvey Weinstein wants mercy from the judge. Embattled filmmaker Harvey Weinstein is seeking mercy ahead of his rape sentencing, as his lawyers are seeking for a 5-year prison term. Harvey Weinstein, who was last month convicted on 2 out of 5 counts of criminal sexual act in the 1st degree and rape in the 3rd degree, is expected to face almost 29 years behind bars. According to legal documents filed by Weinstein's lawyers, they are citing his charitable contributions and his accomplishments in the movie world, stating that he is already suffering from a historic fall from grace and serious health issues. The document further stated that the grave reality is that Mr. Weinstein may not even outlive the term, making it a de facto life sentence. Well, we will be keeping our eyes on this story to see if Weinstein's sentence will be reduced, and I'm sure the whole of the black community, the entire black community, will be keeping their eyes peeled on this story as well, because, we saw how Bill Cosby's story played out, and it was quite similar to this, because a lot of women also came out in Harvey Weinstein's case, and of course people have been watching this with keen eyes, because we know how it goes when it's a black person versus a white person, and so want to see how justice is served. And I really hope.
What if it's a case? What if it's a case of his lawyers are better than that of Bill Cosby, and they probably got
you have a point. You have a point, because I was actually reading the fact where they were quoting him saying, "I have lost my daughters, I have lost my family, I've lost everything. I'm contemplating suicide because this is happening to me." So he was barely playing on the pity card
compared to Bill Cosby, who is even still tweeting from jail.
And I think they even brought up a health thing with Bill Cosby at some point, but that didn't go far. He's older. Bill Cosby is older, and like
but I think his lawyers need to be careful though, because he's trying to even drag in the CEO of Apple. He's trying to drag in Netflix, Sandranos, and the rest of them. He's trying to get them to plea for him. He's even saying, I don't even need you guys to make public statements. I'm just saying that if you can send a private email to these certain people. So I feel like they need to be very careful, especially because it's going to be really messy if they get involved. But so far, there haven't been any responses from them.
And honestly, black people are not going to listen to this story of his lawyers are good. At the end of the day, yes, because you might feel like, he's accused of rape. How can you have a lawyer? But lawyers are lawyers. They will defend you whether or not you have a case. It's their job to do that. Job. Yes. However, I don't think the black community is going to find it funny if it truly turns out that maybe his lawyers are good. And from 29 to 5, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because a lot of people have come out to speak up. A lot of people in Hollywood have come out to speak up against him. And then to now go from 29 to 5, what are we saying, please? I don't know. But we'll definitely keep looking out and see how it goes, All
right, moving on to the next story. John Boyega is set to produce Western East African films. Yes, UK-based film production company UpperRoom Productions, owned by British Nigerian Hollywood star John Boyega, has signed a film development deal with US streaming platform Netflix. The deal is expected to last several years with a focus on the production of non-English language films from West and East Africa. UpperRoom will source its content from African intellectual properties, some of which include literary works, African mythology, and Nollywood classics. Confirming the report, John Boyega took to his Twitter page to state, I am thrilled to announce that my production company, UpperRoom Productions, will be partnering with Netflix International to develop a slate of non-English feature films. Speaking on the new deal, Netflix Vice President of International Film David Koz stated, Africa has a rich history in storytelling, and for Netflix, this partnership with John and UpperRoom presents an opportunity to further our investment in the continent while bringing unique African stories to our members both in Africa and around the world. This announcement is the latest sign indicating that Netflix is interested in the original African content after its recent launch of Netflix Niger, which will produce their first original Nigerian series. So a good one.
I have mixed feelings about this.
I'm going to take you to Amanda shortly.
So the way everybody's concentrating on Afrobeat music-wise now, so these people are coming back. So we've always been saying this thing about we have a whole lot of story in Africa, but it's always when you talk to producers, directors, the struggles to shoot our content. Now these people are coming here to take our content, to shoot our content for us.
So I was in the makeup room with Amanda, and Amanda is like, I don't know. I feel like he's exploiting. So Amanda, just tell us what you really
As I said, I have mixed feelings about this. You know, the first time John Boyega came to Nigeria, and we heard about Pacific Rim and everything. Everybody was excited. Oh my gosh, he's coming back to Nigeria. And now, when Netflix came to Nigeria, I was excited because, as we always say, there's so many Nigerian and African stories to tell. Now, I have mixed feelings because I do sense a bit of exploitation here, where we have a lot of local producers. I don't want to use the word local, indigenous producers, indigenous directors, indigenous content providers that could partner with Netflix. And I hope that the same opportunity is given to them like it's given to John Boyega, because if he's getting permission to use our African stories, our African literacy and all of that, I don't know. As I said, it's mixed feelings. At the end of the day, you're still putting Nigeria on the map, but the money is going way back to the US or the UK.
It's business. What are we talking about? It's business, Amanda. I feel like we're insatiable because we talk so much about how, for years, our Nollywood film producers and directors, they've had the chance to make films. And
to partner with a huge platform?
No, what I mean is we've been making films, fine, we talk about funding and all that, but there are people who've been making films. Some of them have been successful, but a lot of us Nigerians still complain that, oh my gosh, this story is whack, the acting is whack. And so someone comes from out there with his international experience, and he has a production company, and he's like, okay, by the way, John Boyega has been to Nigeria, I think, about 3 times. So I know this is something that he has talked about. Planning. Yeah, he's been trying to work on for a while. And so he's saying, look, I want to tell West African stories, I want to tell East African stories. His parents are very Nigerian, even though he grew up abroad. So I know that.
Where they agbada.
Yeah, they do. And one of the premieres they went for.
Wow. What are you guys even talking about?
Let me land, Amanda. Let me land. So what I mean by that is that I think he's still very connected with his roots and to his roots.
Because he came 3 times to Nigeria and his parents are wearing agbada.
No.
Wow. John Boyega.
Okay.
That's not the point. The point is that so yes, let's say because he came 3 times, There are Nigerians abroad who have never come to Nigeria.
True.
So he's come 3 times to Nigeria. Anthony Joshua was giving a speech the other day and talked, the Commonwealth thing, and talked about Nigeria, talked about Yoruba, shouted us out. We talk a lot about how these people go there and they don't rep us. Yes, he's repping us, he's coming back, and he wants to give back into. He might use Nigerian actors, he might use West African.
That's the problem.
See, as I said, mixed feelings. If he comes and he says, okay, now we're open to production, we're sourcing our actors and actresses, exactly, let's use our production companies here based in Nigeria, then I'll feel very fantastic about that. It was even the same arguments with Lupita when we're talking about Americana and why they had to bring Lupita to now learn Igbo here. As I said, on one angle, it's like, oh, you're putting Nigeria on the map, you're taking us out, you're making us international. On the other side of it, we are so many millions of Nigeria here that still do not have this opportunity.
What do these Nigerians want, for God's sake? Nigeria.
Come and make your money. Just use our actors and use our filmmakers. We would appreciate that. Come and make your money. It's business. Moving swiftly along. Don't mind Amanda.